Ash Barty versus Karolina Pliskova is the ladies' final for Wimbledon for 2021, and both players have been very impressive to reach their first final at Wimbledon. Pliskova entered the tournament as the number 8 seed and will take on the semi-finals of the French Open, Zedenchek, in the first round. And after a tight first set, Pliskova got through in straight sets, 7-5, 6-4. The second round was against a good grass court player in Vekic, but it didn't seem to bother Pliskova as she won in straight sets, 6-2, 6-2. The third round opponent was against another Czech, a fellow Czech, Martinkova. And again, Pliskova wasn't bothered, winning in straight sets, 6-3, 6-3. The fourth round opponent was against the wild card and a very informed player on the grass in Samsonova, who had actually won a WTA 500 event on the grass courts leading into Wimbledon. But again, Pliskova didn't seem to worry about this, as she won in straight sets, demolishing the Russian, 6-2, 6-3. The quarterfinal opponent was against the Swiss, Golubic, and again, Pliskova just demolishing her opponent in straight sets, 6-2, 6-2. In her semi-final, she'd take on the number 2 seed and fellow big hitter, Aryna Sabalenka. And after going down in the first set, losing her first set for the week, Pliskova rebounded and came back to win in 3, 5-7, 6-4, 6-4, to reach her first Wimbledon final. Barty entered the tournament as the number 1 seed and would take on Suarez Navarro in the first round. And after dropping the second set, Barty would eventually win in 3 sets, 6-1, 6-7, 6-1. The second round opponent was the Russian Blinkova, and Barty showed no troubles here, winning in straight sets, 6-4, 6-3. Third round opponent was the Czech Siniakova. And again, Barty would prove why she's one of the favorites to win this event, getting through in straight sets, 6-3, 7-5. The fourth round opponent was against the number 14 seed and French Open champion, Raducanu. And although the first set was tight, Barty would eventually put away a fellow French Open champion in straight sets, 7-5, 6-3. The quarterfinal opponent would be fellow Australian, Ajla Tomljanovic. And after a bit of a hiccup in the second set, Barty would eventually win in straight sets, 6-1, 6-3. In her semi-final, the world number 1 will take on 2018 Wimbledon champion, Angelique Kerber. And after winning the first set, she went down a break in the second, but rebounded to win in straight sets, 6-3, 7-6, to reach the final. These two have played 7 times before, with Barty leading the head-to-head 5-2 and having won their last 3 matches also. But the last time they played was in Stuttgart on the clay courts, with it being a very close 3-setter and Pliskova almost winning the third set. If Pliskova's going to win this one, she needs to play like she did against Sabalenka, not give away chances on her serve. She only gave away the 1 break point on her serve against Sabalenka, so she needs to serve well and she needs to stay composed. It is a big final for her, but she has been to the Grand Slam final before at the US Open a few years ago, so she's got to keep composed and she has to make sure she serves well. Barty's going to win this final. She needs to make sure she keeps the variety. Come to the net, hit the volleys, and of course use that slice backhand to keep Pliskova moving side to side and keep the ball down low, because Pliskova's a tall lady and she needs to keep the ball low to the Pliskova shots so that maybe Pliskova can make some errors. Both are competing in their first Wimbledon final, and both have played Grand Slam finals before, with Ash Barty, of course, winning her maiden Grand Slam final at the French Open a few years ago, and Pliskova having a US Open final to her name. But I'm going to go with Ash Barty to win this one, just based on the fact that she has won at this stage before, and I think the variety might be a little bit too much for Pliskova, and we've seen in their head-to-head in the previous couple of years that Pliskova has struggled against Barty's game. So I'm going to go with Ash Barty. Let me know down in the comments below, who do you think is going to win the Wimbledon final?